Understanding managers on PES 2021 myClub. Now, managers on myClub is different from Ultimate Team. It's not just for chemistry like Ultimate Team. When you sign a manager, that's it. He's in charge of your tactic and your formation. But there are work around it. You can apply assistant coach. You can apply second and third assistant coach. Now, this video for those of you guys who are new to myClub and want to learn more about managers and the way it works and how to look for the best managers. I have more videos covering that as well for more advanced tips as well. And I also have manager of the month coming up soon. Now, first of all, when you sign managers, obviously you go to managers. Manager list gets updated 3 times a day. At the moment, like UK time, 5 o'clock, 5 p.m., 9 a.m., and 1 a.m. And at the end of each month, when you come to the list and you go back out, the list gets updated instantly. At the end of each month from 5 o'clock till 12 a.m. And, you know, when a clock goes backward, it'll be like 4 p.m. until 1 a.m. So end of each month, that's your perfect time to find any manager that you're looking for. And manager formation do change every week. That's something you need to look out for as well. Now, one thing I don't like about it, for example, I have Gasperini 3-5-2. If Gasperini formation changes into, let's say, 4-3-3, he won't show up for me. I have to release him and then get the other one. But less of that. I'll have videos more covering the tactic formation and which managers to go for. But I think at the moment when it comes to it, if you start myClub, yeah, go for Fisher, really. Otherwise, Aramburu. Now, a lot of questions I get asked about is implementing your assistant coach. Because your manager's in charge of your formation and tactic, you cannot change your formation and you cannot change your tactic. Each manager has his offensive tactic and defensive one. And this becomes a little bit important when you change your formation and tactic to preset tactic 1, 2, and 3. And you can change that during the game. Now, on PES 2020, I made a video about changing game mentality and setting up your assistant coach and changing your preset tactics during gameplay. I'll link that video down below. You can check that out as well. Now, implementing an assistant coach is pretty simple. You hit R1 and then square, change assistant coach. But there's one thing you need to pay attention to. For example, let's say we go with Hustle, I call him Hazelnut, it's easier. Obviously, because I'm choosing the second assistant coach. Now, Hustle's second tactic will be active. As you can see, the second tactic is all-out defense. The first one's frontline pressure. So, implement, boom. So right here, I will have his defensive tactic. Because usually if a guy plays counter-attack and if you're leading, AOD always works out better. You can also implement the third assistant coach. Again, R1, tap it. In my opinion, I can't say there's no point. Like making a hybrid squad with 3 different formations, it's not always necessary. Personally, I like to have more options in a way. Because right now, really, I hate the way like myClub is. It's like the more tactic you'll obviously people do, it's like if a guy just goes down the middle non-stop and is not working, all he's gonna do is just go to mentality and do the same thing more. So I hate how like the true PES DNA is like going downhill in a way. But it's online gaming, man. Everybody wants to be a pro. And, you know, meta. So you either, like, for example, if you make a squad build from your pattern of play to your player selection and your manager, out of those 3, if you don't use 2 of them at least meta, you're gonna struggle in a way. So my main manager is 4-1-2-3, and I have a 4-2-2 as a defensive option. Let's say if I want to go for something more offensive, you know, when nothing is working out in his last minute, then I will pick this one. Now, the only thing is here, if you use 3 different managers, if you use different formation, you have to think about it. Like, for example, here, I wouldn't want to really use, this setup like this. But if I switch to it, it works. Now, if I switch to this one, then obviously Hakimi and Davis cannot play CB. But there's always a workaround it. And obviously, when you switch to this one, it's last minute, you probably will make a couple of subs. And in that case, you would just put, you know, a player down here. Now, the most important part about this is when you implement an assistant coach, you have to change players. And the best way to do this is go to your game plan. Like set up everything Because if you suddenly make a sub and you have Messi on the left and you have the other guy on the other side, the best way to do this, in my opinion, just to make sure that players don't get mixed out, it's to press and hold and then drag. Instead of doing this, press and hold and then drag. So it's not going to mess up your other settings, like when you switch to preset tactic 1 and 2. Now, you can switch to preset tactic 2 and 3 during the game. As I said, I have a video covering that up. I'll link you guys in the description. Because changing your game mentality from going to balanced, defensive, ultra defensive, or attacking and ultra attacking is really important. And when to switch to these is really important. At the moment, the current meta is really counter attack, and there are certain managers that I'm going to cover in. Now, when you sign a new manager, you could give familiarity boost. To get your team spirit high, the first thing you need to do, apply familiarity boost, and then apply tactical training. Other option is to play a lot of games with it, you know, team spirit will go up. And never use a manager as an assistant coach if his team spirit is not very high. Like, let's say you want to use this guy as your assistant coach. Use him as your main, team spirit goes high, and then make him your assistant coach. Unless you have a lot of familiarity boost. And that's one thing I don't like. Again, tactical training, familiarity boost, all these kind of stuff, you can only get it if you open packs. And sometimes there are certain campaigns. Management skill boost is basically, let's say if I use this guy, who his management skill is a bit low. Yeah, I've got some crazy formations as well. We're experimenting live in a way. Let's see if I use this guy right here. Now you can see that exceeds the total cost. You have no idea how many people I see playing with Team Spirit 8. And then, like, these are the basics that you need to learn. Now, the only work around this is to use lesser, higher overall rated players or implement management skill boost, if you have any. Otherwise, yeah, you need to get a manager with a higher skill. And as I said, like, if you have any more questions, I try to make this quick and basic. I'll have more videos explaining everything. I particularly made this video because I get asked about it a lot on the stream. If there's anything else I forgot about the basics of managers, comment down below, let me know. And I think that's pretty much covers everything when you sign a manager. Now, looking for a good manager that suits your team and suits your style of play and that is good in the game, that's something you need to look out for. In terms of, like, don't just go by, let's say, you know, like a manager that everybody else uses. Think about, do you have a good team? Like, you will see Fisher a lot of people use him because we all knew Fisher would be a meta. And if you don't have a solid team, like if you don't have a solid team that you can have at least an anchor man here and a box-to-box orchestrator, that squad builder by playing style card makes a massive difference. Like in a diamond, I always like to have 2 agile players instead of like somebody like Lukaku. Certain games, yeah, it does work out. You use a big guy to shield the ball and wait for the other runs. Now, that should cover everything regarding managers, assistant coach, and when to sign them and when to look out for them. Another thing you guys always say, like how to unlock managers with GP. Usually, it's something that you're supposed to play like 200 games and unlock a lot of things from your myClub record. Like play sim, play divisions, play like everything that you do. Like I've unlocked 69 out of 115, and I have all the managers unlocked with GP. There is a work around it. It's kind of taking advantage of the system. Like if you make a squad when you use white ball players that you don't need and play sim game and just play a sim game, when the match starts, you know, quit it and then just do this dashboard every time. Basically, yeah, you'll be losing against you'll be losing against it's either the sim or a com. You can either play sim game and just let it run, or play vcom when the game kicks off and just dashboard the game and come back in. That's the fastest way you can do if you're not caring much about your sim win ratio. Hope that video is useful, guys. I think we've covered up everything. I have more videos coming up, just trying to find time to manage everything, live, streaming, editing, and all that jazz. Till next time, ciao for now.